Today I am going to do a demonstration on taking a periapical radiograph for maxillary and mandibular teeth. We do have two techniques for taking periapical radiographs. One is the paralleling angle technique and the bisecting angle technique. Out of these two, bisecting angle technique is routinely used in a clinical practice because in the paralleling angle technique we have certain limitations like poor patient anatomy, like shallow palatal wall and lack of cooperation of the patient, and also it is little uncomfortable for the patient because of the film placement. In IOPA we have certain guidelines to be followed for film placement, for patient positioning, for angulation techniques, that is vertical and horizontal angulation in the X-ray tube head, and then orienting the central X-ray beam. So we will see one by one. First is the film placement. We have different sizes of X-ray film, that is IOPA film. So among those two, we have adult film or size 2 film. So this is the size 2 film and this is a size 0 film. This is used for the pediatric patient and this is for the adult patient. And this is the adult film which we use for adult patient. It has two sides. One is the white side of the film and then the blue wrapper along with the white side. So it has two sides. The white side of the film should always face the tooth and the back side of the film should be at the back of the teeth. And then for taking anterior teeth, maxillary and mandibular anterior teeth, it should be kept vertically, and for taking posterior teeth, it should be kept horizontally. And we have something called as a occlusal dot or the orientation dot. It should always correspond to the occlusal aspect or the incisal aspect of the tooth. And then for any tooth to be taken, the center of the film should be oriented towards the center of the tooth. And then while placing the tooth, 1/8 or 1/4 inch of the film should be visible from the outside. So these are about the film placement guidelines. And then always the back side of the film should be at the back of the teeth. If the back side of the film is kept facing the teeth, there will be a film fog due to the overlapping of the lead foil which is present inside. So before placing the film in the patient's mouth, make sure that patient doesn't have any retainers or dentures or even chewing gum that hinders the film exposure. And then for bisecting angle technique, the thing is that the patient has to stabilize the film using their index finger. So we have to just position the film in the patient's mouth. So now I am taking maxillary central incisor and I am doing film placement for maxillary central incisor. So the occlusal dot should be down, that is towards the incisal side, and then we have to slightly bend the film. So in order to accommodate the patient's arch, and then the patient's head should be tipped downwards, and then make sure 1/8 or the 1/4 inch of the X-ray film should be visible from the outside, and then the center of the tooth should be corresponding to the center of the film, and then instruct the patient to hold the film with their index finger by gently pushing the film against the palatal surface of the tooth. Or for taking the maxillary central incisor, even the thumb of the patient can be used. So patient's head should be tipped downwards. So 1/4 inch of the film is visible from outside and the patient is holding the film. So this is the film placement guideline. About the patient positioning. So before initiating the procedure, we have to briefly explain what we are going to do for the patient, and then the patient has to be comfortably seated on the dental chair in an upright position with a comfortable working height, and then the patient's head should be secured with the headrest and back has to be supported with the backrest, and then any radiodense objects like nose rings or ear rings has to be removed from the patient. And then make sure the patient doesn't have any retainers or chewing gum, as I said earlier, which hinders the X-ray film exposure. And then both the operator and the patient has to be secured with the thyroid collar as well as the lead apron in order to avoid unwanted radiation exposure. There are certain imaginary lines or planes that has to be taken into consideration, especially for the bisecting angle technique. So the first one is the occlusal plane. So this is the occlusal plane. So it should be parallel to the floor. And then we have a mid-sagittal plane that divides the patient's head into two halves, right and left halves. It has to be perpendicular to the floor. And then we have a alar tragus line that is run from the ala of the nose to the tragus of the ear. It should also be parallel to the floor. The third segment is about the angulation techniques and guidelines for vertical and the horizontal angulation. So that we are going to alter with the X-ray tube head. So the vertical angulation is nothing but orienting the X-ray beam. So the X-ray beam or the central ray will be from this X-ray tube head or the cone. So orienting the X-ray tube head in the vertical direction or in the angulation, that is in the up and down plane. So this is the vertical angulation. So for taking maxillary tooth, it will be in a positive degrees or a plus degrees. Whereas for the mandibular teeth, it will be in the minus degrees or the negative degrees. So this is about the vertical angulation, and it will differ from one tooth to another tooth. Whereas horizontal angulation is nothing but orienting the X-ray tube head in side to side plane. So the X-ray beam will be passing through the contact or the interproximal area of the tooth to be visualized. So this is the difference between the horizontal angulation and the vertical angulation. Any excessive vertical angulation is going to cause a foreshortening of the film, and then any deficient vertical angulation is going to cause elongation in the resultant X-ray image. And then any deviation or excessiveness of the horizontal angulation is going to cause overlapping of teeth in the resultant X-ray image. Now we have seen what are all the guidelines for film placement, patient positioning, and how you are going to do a vertical and horizontal angulation. So now I'll be showing a demonstration on how to take a IOPA by combining all these things. By taking individual radiographs for all the teeth. Bisecting angle technique, maxillary central projection, we have to place the film in the patient's mouth with the orientation dot towards the incisal aspect. Slightly bend the film, and the white side of the film has to face the tooth surface. Instruct the patient to hold the film with the index finger or the thumb finger against the palatal surface, and then the patient's head should be tipped downwards, and then we are going to change the vertical angulation. The vertical angulation for maxillary central incisor is plus 40 degrees, and then we are going to orient the X-ray source towards the tip of the nose. So for maxillary central incisor, it should be towards the tip of the nose. For the maxillary lateral incisor, it should be slightly lateral to the tip of the nose or through the ala of the nose. So this is for the projection of maxillary incisor. Now I will be saying the projection geometry or the orientation of the X-ray beam for the rest of the tooth. So next, coming to canine. So canine for both maxillary and the mandibular canine has a highest vertical angulation. So plus 45 degrees for maxillary canine, and for mandibular canine is minus 20 degrees. So for taking a maxillary canine, same way the film has to be positioned in the patient's mouth, and then we have to change the vertical angulation. So the point of entry is through the canine eminence. Through the canine eminence, the X-ray source has to pass through the patient. And then for the maxillary premolar, same way we have to position the X-ray film but in the horizontal direction. So for anterior tooth, it should be kept vertically, and for posterior tooth, it should be kept horizontally. And then how we are going to change the vertical angle. Now for taking maxillary premolar projection. So for maxillary premolar projection, premolar and the molar, the film should be kept horizontally, and after placing the film, we have to change the vertical angulation. So the vertical angulation for maxillary premolar is plus 30 degrees. So and the point of entry is through the intersection of two lines. One line is the line that runs from the pupil of the eye downwards to the line crossing the angle of the mouth to the tragus of the ear. these two lines has to intersect, and that intersection point should be the point of entry for the maxillary premolar. So like this. And then the vertical angulation should be plus 30 degrees. And then coming to maxillary molar projection, same way the patient's head should be like somewhat straight, and then the film should be kept horizontally in the patient's mouth, and after positioning the film we are going to change the vertical angulation. So the vertical angulation for maxillary molar is plus 20 degrees. So the point of entry is through the lateral canthus of the eye. This is the lateral canthus. So through the lateral canthus of the eye should be the point of entry of the X-ray source. So now coming to mandibular projection. So mandibular projection, the vertical angulation should be in the negative degrees or the minus degrees. In the mandibular incisors projection, the patient's head should be slightly tipped backwards with the chin raised position, and the vertical angulation should be in the minus degrees. The vertical angulation for taking the mandibular incisors is minus 15 degrees, and the point of entry should be through the symphysis of the patient. And then coming to mandibular canine. So here in the mandibular teeth also, the canine will have the highest vertical angulation. For mandibular canine, the vertical angulation is minus 20 degrees, and the point of entry should be through the canine eminence, and the patient's head should be slightly straight. So this is for the mandibular canine projection. Now coming to mandibular premolar, we have to position the film in the patient's mouth in the horizontal way, and then after positioning the film, we have to orient the X-ray beam, changing the vertical angulation. The vertical angulation for mandibular premolar is minus 10 degrees, and the point of entry is similar for the maxillary premolar. It should be from the line drawn downwards the pupil of the eye, connecting the angle of the mouth and the tragus of the ear. So this intersection point will be the point of entry for the mandibular premolar. So like this will be the point of entry. And then for the mandibular molar projection, the vertical angulation is minus 5 degrees, and then the point of entry is through the intersection line from the lateral canthus of the eye and the intersection of line drawn from the ala of the nose and the tragus of the ear. So this line and the line drawn downwards from the lateral canthus of the eye should intersect. So that is the point of entry for the mandibular molar. So this is about the projection geometry and the radiographic technique for taking periapical radiographs for maxillary and mandibular teeth. Thank you.